Grant Cardone is the best-selling author of the 10X Rule, and Forbes called him the #1 marketer to watch. He went from being a kid labeled with ADD, almost dying of a drug overdose, to becoming a real estate mogul with a portfolio of $1.5 billion. Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like 9 to 9. For my top 10, top 10, 9 to 9. This one's for my top 10.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Grant Cardone, and my take on his top 50 rules for success. Enjoy.
You shouldn't listen to your family. You just, they already had their shot at you.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, dude, I didn't listen to you when I was 7. All of a sudden, I'm gonna start taking advice from you.
Yeah.
Like my sister's like, you're too social. I'm like, dude, please stop it. Like, your whole life's on social media. They can see it all. I'm like, you don't know that. Number one, you don't even know that.
Yeah.
Right? That's her. She's not talking to me. Even though you're family members, I just want the best thing for you. No, they don't, dude. They don't even want the best thing for themselves. Right? Well, if they wanted the best things for themselves, explain their physical condition. Explain why they got 7 different meds in their medicine cabinet. Explain to me why their marriage is suffering. Explain to me why they haven't read a book or been on a course or done anything to improve their life in the last 10 years. They don't want the best for you. They don't even want the best for themselves. Don't tell me what you want for me. Show me that your life is getting better.
Yeah.
That's the only people I listen to. Like I listen to people that are doing better than I do. And I go places where people are doing significantly better than I am.
Yeah.
And the things that I measure is, a number of things. Your spiritual condition is important to me.
Yeah.
What do you believe? If you got all the money in the world and you are certain that there is nothing else going on in this universe, I am not going to take material advice from you because I believe that the material and the spiritual are just indicators to one another.
Yeah.
If you're rich or you're a godly man and you're in terrible physical condition, I am not going to listen to you. So when do you go all in? You go all in when you write a check. Anybody that thinks they're going to go all in their head, you're freaking kidding. This thing is not all mental.
Understood.
I hear this all the time on Instagram. Dude, it's 99% mental. Yeah, we'll write a check for $10 million and find out how mental it is. Because if you've gone from mental to physical is I'm writing a check, I have an obligation, I got a responsibility. Buying a $140 million real estate complex, that is not mental.
Gotcha.
That has nothing to do with mental. That has something to do with commitment. And my belief is this: there is no commitment without time and money. If time and money are not present, you have not made a commitment yet. And I know Instagram's a beautiful place to live. In your bedroom and get great quotes and have people inspire you with their beautiful, phenomenal plagiarisms. But the reality is, look, this is not just an attitude game. It is a physical game, okay? Success is a physical game. It is a contact sport. It requires people to do something. Some people think I'm just a social media guy.
Okay.
Some people know me from the G&E show. Some people know me as a sales guy. Some people know me as probably a huckster. And then, but once you get in, some people see me as a really hard person. Most of the interviews I've done here, everybody's been very interested in my spirituality. Okay, yeah. So a lot of people are starting to call me the money guy now. You talk about money all the time. So it's fine with me, dude. It's what door, this place has got 11 rooms in it. They're all very different. So it's like, what door are you going to come in? And maybe you might come in that door, but not like it. Is there another room that Grant fits? Because I want to be more than one thing. I think everybody wants to be more than just. I imagine Bruce Lee wanted to be more than just, the karate guy.
Absolutely.
So hopefully I figure out who I really am, and I think everybody has the ability to be a lot of different things. Not just one thing.
Definitely.
The first real job I had was my 6th job. I was fired from my first 5. Fired from my 6 jobs 6 times, but wouldn't leave the last one. I just would not leave. So literally, like, I'd wreck stuff. I have a terrible driving record, and I was in the car business. And I'd wreck their cars, and they'd fire me. And I'd say, okay. And I had a bunch of other problems as well, and then before I would leave, I would go sell something, and then they would keep me on. If selling something was always forgiveness.
Hey, man.
Evan, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
You got a book coming out, don't you?
You just came out.
Where can people get it?
Get it on Amazon. Easiest spot. Built to serve. Right there.
Let's go, man. If you guys don't know Evan, follow Evan Carmichael. He's got a new book out, Build to Serve. Go grab it today at Amazon. Just a good dude right here.
As you're starting to take 10x global, you're trying to go to all of these countries, you're trying to do all of these things. Like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, I want to meet people, man. I want to meet everybody.
Yeah.
I want to meet 7 billion people.
Yeah.
I want to meet people in Nigeria, and I want to meet people in Singapore, and I want to meet people in Africa. And I think these are my friends. I just don't know them yet. Mm-hmm. You know, I want to put these little anchor points all over the planet, so that I have friends. My family, my kids have friends all over the world. Having money's one thing, but if you don't have anybody to have fun with, you know, to have conversations with, to mix it up with, then you're just going to be an old lonely person.
Yeah.
See, this is crazy. Like for me to see as much as I use Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Snapchat and all that stuff, what a lot of people don't see, you guys out there, is like, I still use this. Walk over, say hi to somebody. Walk out, be seen. You still have to work the physical universe. You can't just work a virtual universe. So I could get, 100,000 views on a post. But meeting one person face to face and put him in my car to drive him to an event, to his next appointment, can be more valuable than 118,000 people seeing a post on Instagram of me and Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
That one deal could be worth hundreds of millions. That one drive this morning could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. When somebody's dependent on one income, first of all, you're going to hate that. You're going to hate that one flow because you need that one flow. I talk about this in Sell or Be Sold. If you only have one customer, you're going to end up resenting that one customer because you're having to kiss the ring all the time. And you're going to resent that. At some point, you're going to be like, I'm tired of kissing the ring. And when you have one flow of income, you start to resent it. Okay, the more flows of income a person has, the more they can actually work and not be resentful.
Gotcha.
So Jared, for instance, he's got one flow coming. His wife works. He's got a second flow. He's got real estate paying him. He's in almost every deal I've ever done. I think he is in every deal I've done. He's got like 9 checks coming in from that. He doesn't resent this. He's doing everything he can to support this and make sure this keeps working, right? Because he's not dependent. And if he died tomorrow at 35 years old, it's happened before, his kid Jake would keep getting checks from the real estate. We would quit paying him right here. I mean, if I brought him in right now, I said, "Do you die this weekend? I ain't paying you money. Yeah. You're done." So there's nothing. There's no life insurance. There's no, I'm paying you a severance fee because you died this weekend. But the real estate, I'll just keep paying him forever. So that gives him security. And most people, 76% of Americans don't have that. They go to work, they collect a check, they send it to Cheerios, or to Starbucks, or to a vacation, Marriott hotel.
Depreciating asset.
Or whatever, to the Nissan Motor Company, and the money's gone again. And no wonder they're pissed off. No wonder people got depression. I can't even go out, dude. I go out, I got to drink myself to death just because I can't. They're going to Vegas and they're coming back with $4,000 or $5,000 worth of debt for their one vacation. If they had the income from other investments rather than a house that they had to feed again next month, that would change their financial situation. My first company was working for somebody else. It wasn't until I figured out how to make somebody else rich that I could be rich. Like, I hear a lot of guys saying, I don't want to work for somebody else. I don't want to keep making other people. When I became successful in another company and then left that company and went and worked for another company and made them super successful, to the point to where these companies were literally dependent upon me. Like that's the thing, that's the muscle and the grit, the persistence and fortitude Like, you know what? My ego wasn't like, I need my name on it. But my ego was strong enough to say, I want to be the best in the company. Like, I want to make this company dependent upon me. Success is so important. Success is my duty, responsibility, and obligation to myself. Forget my family for a second. I need success for me, to feel good about me so I can be good with my family. And I think a lot of people are trying to do their life without having success be part of it. Success is part of my mental, I think success actually is the best medication for my mental health. Because when I'm successful, dude, I'm happy. I'm a good father. I'm a good dad, a good husband. It's vital that people are successful. That's what I would tell people, man. You need to make it a priority. You need to make it as important as everything else that's important to you in your life. I was selling cars. Okay, you can only make so much money selling cars. I would have probably bought car dealerships.
Yeah.
I would have had somebody saying, dude, look, come up with a plan here. You hate your job because you're thinking too small. When I was at McDonald's, I got fired from McDonald's because I was thinking too small. I hated flipping French fries. I should have been thinking about owning 50 or 60 or 100 or 200 McDonald's franchises. Because then it becomes interesting. Now your audience is going to say, I don't need all that.
Yeah.
I know, because somebody told you don't need all that.
Just in business, you're a super success, but the fact that you transitioned from the NBA, how difficult was that transition?
It was very difficult in the beginning. Great question, Grant. Great question.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I know that. Give me a chest bump right
Come
quick.
on. Boom.
I love it.
He said he works out every day.
I love it.
This couple came in here this morning and says, bro, how'd you develop this hardness you got? I said, I don't know. I didn't know that I did develop a hard thing. My dad died when I was 10, though. That's pretty permanent. Like, you're 10 years old and you're like, okay, that's something you cannot negotiate with. Gone is gone. All the things you wanted to say, all the things you wanted to do, all the fishing trips you wanted to have with your pops, you ain't gonna have them, bro. Okay? So you guys out there that are lucky enough to have a dad that's alive, maybe want to do the hard thing this weekend. Call him. Call him up. Maybe y'all been having this fight for 12 years. Maybe you call him up, man. Maybe you just go ahead and eat it. Quit arguing about something dumb that happened a long time ago. Do the hard thing. Hard thing's always the right thing. Whether it's making decisions in a deal to get the best deal, people are like, man, you're so cheap. I'm buying a $168 million piece of property. Dude, I ain't cheap. I'm smart. My God, you don't want to pay us anything. I am the only one buying anything here. I'm buying this office building right now. The seller's like, God damn, man, you're so slippery. Dude, I ain't slippery. I'm the only one here trying to buy the damn place from you. Right? You calling me slippery? Why you calling me slippery? Because you slippery. I'm trying to buy the damn place. Okay? What you slipping on, dog? I ain't slippery. I'm renegotiating right now with some new data. I think I was in Bogota. I was in Bogota speaking to a church. And I went into the grocery store and Coca-Cola was there. I don't know why that impressed me so much. But I was like, God damn, Coca-Cola's in Bogota, And then I think I was in Cancun coming on the way back in Mexico. And I was like, oh, Cancun's front and center in the grocery store there. Then I got back to Miami. I was in the movie and I'm like, Coca-Cola. I'm like, everywhere, dude. They're everywhere. Why am I not everywhere? So all my answers have come to me because I look. It's not really me hearing somebody say something. I'm looking. I'm watching what people do or companies do, not listening to what they do. Because there's a big difference between what people say and what people do. Like Warren Buffett. What Warren Buffett tells people on TV every day and what he does, they're almost like completely different. The problem that people need to complain about right now is not the billionaires. They need to understand that because what they're saying is there's income inequality, wealth inequality. But the reality is there's education inequality. Okay, the billionaires play by a different set of rules than everybody else. So do I blame the guy playing by a different set of rules or do I blame the game? The old saying about don't hate the player, hate the game. Yeah. You need to learn how to win at the game. Yeah. Don't hate anybody. Don't hate the game, don't hate the player, learn the game. Yeah. And the game of the wealthy The rules are stacked for wealthy institutions and wealthy families.
Yeah.
And people need to like understand what those rules are.
Yeah. And those games are those rules. Those games.
Investing.
Yeah.
Not spending.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy a house. I'm going to buy a company.
Yeah.
Donald Trump. Everybody hates
jobs.
Huh?
Create jobs.
Yeah. I'm not going to have a job. I'm going to create jobs.
Yeah.
Like the difference is Donald Trump. He buys a building in New York. He lives in it. He doesn't buy a house and live in it. Yeah. He buys a building and lives in it, rents out the whole place. He literally gets paid to live where he is, right? And then moves into the White House. so same thing with the Queen, okay? Like look at the play, man.
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to take the Queen stuff from her?
Not me.
Nobody is.
No.
Nobody is. People have been trying to take her stuff for 70 years. Ain't nobody taking her stuff. No. So this is not a new thing. This is not a new problem. Like, this is thousands of years old. Play the game of the wealthy. Own things. Own businesses. Don't spend money.
Yeah.
Invest money. Don't waste it on cars and bicycles. And like, if you look at the average family in the UK, they will spend ridiculous money on things their kids want. Look, I take care of my kids. But I don't just frivolously buy them junk.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's only $89. I'm gonna get it for them, and it's worth nothing the next day. That's where the difference is.
Yeah.
And then the wealthy, they invest money to connect with people. Okay, most people go home at night so they can be with their family. The thinking's different. So these guys are going to go to Davos and meet with Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, and spend millions making connections, not tens of thousands, millions of dollars, where the average household in the UK is like, I just want to go home tonight, watch TV, and people are getting punished for that.
He took that .45 caliber and jammed it in my face, cracked me right here in the forehead. This guy had to be this big, hovered over me with a gun in my face, and when he did, my reaction was to hit him with the plate in the face. Thing breaks and he becomes like a monster. Blood's coming down. Every wall in this apartment, in this room, and the ceiling has blood on it. This was the exclamation mark on where my life had gone from being a good kid to this far from dying. I spent 3 days in the hospital, and I'm like, I'm done. No more drugs. I'm done using drugs, okay? Guess what happens? I'm using drugs 15 minutes later, 10 times a day in the hospital. My mom says to me, you're no longer welcome in my home. You're no longer welcome in my business. I don't want to see you anymore. 24 hours later, I was in a treatment center because my mom had the courage to say, enough is enough, I'm done. I go to this treatment center, I'm there 30 days. For the first 30 days in 7, 8, 9 years, I don't use drugs. And before I leave, the counselor grabs me and the counselor says to me, look, dude, I'll see you back here. Probably, if you don't die, I'll see you back here. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm not coming back here. And he's like, oh no, you're coming back. All you're ever gonna be is a drug addict. You need to give up all the ideas of writing books, speaking to audiences, being rich. I always wanted to be rich. I wanted financially to be rich my whole life. I wanted to be my dad. I wanted to be the guy that could take care of his family. They said, you need to give up all those ideas and settle for one thing, not using drugs again. 25 years old, moved back into my mom's house. Tell my mom, let me live back in the house. I'm coming back, I'm not using drugs, and I'm gonna rebuild my life. From that day on at 25, I made some commitments. Number one was, I cannot afford free time. Every time I had free time, I got in trouble. So I knew I had to, 1, eliminate the old bad friends. 2, I had to keep all free time busy. And I said, what are you good at, Grant? And I'm like, what are you good at? What are you really good at? And I'm like, I'm good at going all the way. Because even with the drugs, I was an all the way kind of guy, right? I need to 10x everything. Like 10 was that number. My dad died when I was 10. I was using drugs 10 times a day. I was trying to quit 10 times a day. I'm like, you got to start liking something, man. And more importantly, you got to get good at something. So I said, I'm going to take the job that I don't like and I'm going to get great at it. It was a sales job that I hated. Every day I would go to work early. I'd stay late. Okay, I was doing 10-hour days, at least 10 hours. If I needed to make one call, I would make 10. If I needed to see one customer, if I thought I needed to see one customer, I would fill it up with 10 customers. Whatever I thought I needed to do, I literally took this drug problem and poured this obsession with destruction into an obsession with, I'm gonna just 10 times everything, keep myself busy. I studied everything, I became a fanatic. Some therapist, some psychiatrist is gonna say, oh, this dude's got ADD. I've already been told that, please. I've had every label that the psychs put in books, I've been labeled that, okay? Look, I never had any of those problems. I had potential that was being unused. So I wake up early, I get a workout in, and I get to the office. When I get to the office, a calendar's laid out, and I need to see every 30 minutes something filled in that calendar. The counselor back in the treatment center said to me, dude, aren't you worried about, because he's seen my success now, and he's like, aren't you worried about burning out? I'm like, dude, you're the burnout, bro. You're the burnout. You're the one that said I was gonna come back. You're the one that said I would never make it. You're the one that said, don't write books. I've written 7 of them, man. I'm not worried about burnout. I am not a candle. Candles burn out. Spiritual beings don't. My message to you is that you're not doing enough, okay? If you could do it once or twice, then you can do it 20 times. Just multiply. And I hear a lot of people say, when is enough enough? Those of you who ask that question, when is enough enough, maybe you haven't had enough failures. Because if you get disappointed and disgusted enough with your life, you will not ask, when is enough success enough? I want to give people permission to be complete addicts, junkies, obsessed, maniacs, all in freakazoids that do everything 10 times more than you think you need to. And I want to see, how hot can I burn? Okay, how far can I go? How much light can I bring the world? How much positive truth message can I bring this planet? How much more can I do?
People knew me in a particular industry. They didn't know me in every industry. So the first thing that I took on was I need to get people to know me in every industry while I continue to knock on doors and pay my bills. So if you don't pay your bills, you're not gonna.
Sorry, good. Go on.
If you don't pay your bills, like, you're gonna die. And there was people around me that needed to eat. So I had to keep knocking on doors, spin that plate, not get stuck in it too much, and then figure out, how do I market and brand? How do I build a name? Nobody knew me. 10 years ago, you did not know my name.
No.
People watching didn't know my name. Like, people that are coming on the scene now, they're like, oh my God, that guy, he's got 14 million people following him, blah, blah, blah. But, I started with 1 follower just like everybody else, and I was the follower. My second follower was my wife, because I created an account for her on YouTube and said, you're gonna follow me. So the same thing on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Like, I've grinded for every one of those followers and delivered content to them so that I could scale out, to hopefully, rather than being dependent upon one United States of America, hey, how do I get people in Australia to know me? How do I get them to want me to come here? How do I get people in London to want to know me? Canada, South America. Oh, I got to be in Spanish if I'm going to South America. You can't trade in US dollars in Mexico. You need to be in pesos. Come over here, they want to do the AUD. I'm like, I don't want any of that stuff. Just kidding, I'll take it all. Okay, so you got to keep growing. Like, Facebook is growing. They're growing all the possibilities of things they can do with people. So if you want to be a great business, you can't get to a place where you're satisfied. And I had done that. I'd gotten satisfied in my business, externally, financially, but internally I wasn't. And it took the economy just getting slashed that finally, like, okay, I got to change and build a real business here.
Do not try the competition thing. It's overrated and it doesn't work, and I'm going to prove it to you right here in a second. Okay, this is a private, what's called an FBO. Everybody that flies in here owns their own aircraft. Dude, you don't want to try to be the biggest jet, okay? You don't want to try to be the most money. You don't want to try to be the best of the best. There'll always be somebody faster and stronger and richer, okay? Don't play the game. Oh, I got to be number one. What does that even mean, man? I got to be the biggest. What does that even mean? I got to have the biggest car, the biggest watch, the hottest chick. What does that mean? It's a game you cannot win at, okay? You will get your brains handed to you. I'm gonna show you what I mean right here in a second. That plane right there. That's a little Learjet right there. I think it's a little Lear or Phenom. I don't have all my jets right. Okay? I don't know, you can buy that plane for about 800 grand. Right next to it. Little bigger. Look what's rolling up right here, a little Challenger. We got a little Gulfstream 4 right there. That sleeps 13. Don't try to play the game. I'm the biggest. That's stupid. It's a stupid game, okay? It's a loser's game, man. I'm gonna show you some equipment out here because anybody, like here's the little Phenom 100. That plane's about $5 million. Great plane, so fast. Seats 7 people, okay? Maybe $4 or $5 million. Great plane, great starter plane. But look at this. See that right out there? That's a 20 passenger jet right there. Okay, now notice what's right next to it, John. Okay, that's a 727 that a hotel owns. If you try to play that game, the competition game, I'm the strongest, I'm the best, you lose that game. You gotta find what you need in life. What's enough for you? You guys gotta define that. I can't define it for you. Most people are coming up short on that game, but there's a lot of other people that are making the mistake when they get in the game and they start playing, they gotta keep reaching, not because they need it, but because their ego is like, oh, I gotta be the biggest. And you know what? You're gonna turn into a like that. A hotel owns that. That plane's probably $200 million back there. The point is, don't play, I gotta be the strongest, because sooner or later you won't be. Find out what you need. Look, the ass on that plane over there. Hey, look at my little plane. Look at my little plane. See, you're like, man, Grant, man, your little plane. Now flash over to this one. See, if I'm doing a comparison thing, the competition thing, it's a loser's game.
We were talking before the cameras went on, and something you said was really interesting, and that is you're a micromanager. And that's not the popular speak at the moment. So why do you love micromanaging, and why can't
I don't love it.
Why do you have to do it?
I don't love it. It's just survival. It's like if you have a heart attack, do you want to be micromanaged?
Yeah, probably.
I'm like, dude, put everything on me. You put things on me, on top of me, in me. You do whatever you got to do. Make sure every freaking vital I got going is working. So I operate my business like it's an organism that needs its vitals checked, and it needs some prodding to operate.
But why by you all the time? Why not someone else?
Well, because I tend to be the one most interested. I'm the one most interested, and I have an eye for things that other people, for whatever reason, don't see. So rather than me getting furious about them not doing it or not seeing it or quitting, okay, just turn it over to them. I mean, what does that mean? Turn it over to them. Who? Turn it over to who, dude? The idiots? The crazies? I worked at a company, okay? Turn it over to Grant. I'm 26 years old. I'm worried about one thing, paying my bills this month. I'm not worried about the company, man. How are you going to turn that over to me? I'm not ready to have something turned over to me. You've met enough managers and CEOs and vice presidents. Jared's a good guy. Jared's been with me 10 years. I ain't turning it over to him. 10 years. He just got a new baby. So what does he have now? He's got a company. He's got me. He's got his wife. Now he's got Jake. He doesn't see some stuff because his mind's filled with, okay, I got to take care of my wife this month. I can't wait to see Jake this afternoon when I get home. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. We set up a landing page. It's not right. He didn't see it. He told Bob, do the landing page, and never looked at it again. See, I tell Bob, do the landing page. I'm like, Bob, do the landing page? Show me the landing page. I trust no one. I trust no one.
Your wife?
To do their job. No. Show me. How much did you spend at Chanel? Show me. I want to see it, dude. Because if you don't know, because most of the time she's going to be like, if you see her, you ought to try to get this clip. Okay? Say, hey, what is the one thing that drives that guy crazier than anything? When you don't know.
Yeah.
And if you go back to your staff and just say, hey, what are the stats today, dude? What do we do today? They don't know. So if it's a really important stat, look, I don't micromanage everything. Okay, it's not like I do everything, but the important things, I want to know every detail.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that a lot of executives have checked out. You know, they've checked out of the company.
Yeah.
And they're not paying attention anymore. No, they got it. I'm delegating it. So what I do is I get graphs on every important statistic in the organization every day. Okay, like my cash accounts, I see them every morning. Is that micromanaging? Every cash account I have.
Or maybe it's transparency of what's going on in your business.
I want to see it, dude.
Yeah.
Show me.
Yeah.
Statistics. I want to know. The more important the graph is, the more important the statistic is, the more often I want to see a number, an update on it. So like we're getting ready for our growth conference, okay? We're, November, December, January. We're about 90 days out. Somewhere in the next week or so, I'll be like, I want to report every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes, I want to report. Now, what's that going to do to Jared and the team?
He'll have another baby.
Zero. We got zero this 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, move that bar. Move it, man. Okay. I want to get this thing sold out. I do not want to be worried about this thing later.
Yeah.
So I either micromanage now or wait until the thing's in cardiac arrest. I was making some money, like in my 30s and 40s. I made a lot of money. What other people would call a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I was not a business. You know what I mean? I was just.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I was just hustling. Just because you're hustling. Everything was a transaction.
Yeah.
Everything was a transaction to get money, pay the taxes, have a little bit of money left over. Everything was a transaction.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, well, you're not a business. And I was like, I know, man, I know. Don't tell anybody. I know that, okay? Like, I knew it. And because to me, a business is I can walk away from it, it'll still operate. I was a guy. I was no different than when I was 30, just pounding doors. And which was good. And I think a lot of people you don't need to skip that spot either. Because once I put the two together, okay, I can pound the door. I can learn e-commerce. I can be a one product sale. I could sell to companies. Like today, we'll sell a product to a company for $80,000 on a 3 to 5 year contract, $80,000 a year. Yeah, wow. And I'll switch immediately and sell an $8 product online, or I'll give something away for free, to speaking to 4,000 people today in hopes that I can meet, maybe 40 of them that I can have a partnership and a collaboration with in the future.
So, like you said, 10 years ago, someone said to you, you don't have a business. What changed? Like how have you built what you've built now? Is that when the whole 10x philosophy started?
Yeah, exactly. 10x woke me up. 10x was not for the public. 10x was for me. I was trying to figure out why am I work hard. I got great products, got a great reputation, great reviews. People like me. They like my content. They like my content actually better than they like me. That might have been an exaggeration. You know what I mean? But even if they didn't like me, they're like, dude, your content's so ridiculous. It's so good. Like whether it's sales, closing, marketing, promotion. And a lot of it, I wasn't even taking my own advice. Like I was giving advice and not taking it. So when the economy crashed, which was, I guess, almost 10 years ago, in America particularly, it was so devastating that if you had any weakness in a business, like every weakness was showed. Warren Buffett talks about, hey, what are you wearing when the tide goes out? Well, dude, in 2008, 9, and 10, when the tide went out, every weakness that I had exhibited, hard work did not leave you less vulnerable in 2010. You could have worked hard and still, you'd be upside down in your house, you could lose everything, your cash accounts are garbage, stock got wrecked, everything, right? So 2010 was really the whisper, you're not a business, son. That was the big, hey, you're not a business. And that's when I made a decision, okay, I'm gonna build a business. I hope you're gonna have a great day today, because I am. I'm gonna have a great day. If it's a bad day, I'm gonna turn it into a great day, because that's what I do. Take a bad day, turn it into a great day. Some of the days that have started off bad for me have been the best days of my life. You just gotta hang in there, you gotta stay in there. You gotta keep pushing and shoving and say, dude, I'm gonna make a bad day a great day. I'm gonna flip this thing. I'm gonna turn it on its head. It's just a day. Just a day. Let me turn this thing. You turn enough bad days into great days, you'll end up with a great life. That's it, man. They don't teach that in school.
How do you flip? How do you flip? How do you stay in deals? How do you turn bad deals, bad customers, bad relationships? How do you turn bad situations into moments in your life where you're like, dude, I turned around right there. You know, I walked out of a treatment center when I was 25. Guy told me I would never make it, that I was just a drug addict, that I was a junkie for life, that if I ever, like, this dude told me, man, you don't give up every idea of being a star, famous, rich, an author, superstar, businessman, you know, you don't give up all those ideas, you'll never make it. He's like, any expectations, all these big giant dreams and expectations you have are why you're having problems in your life. I walked out of there, I'm like, that dude. Now, I was in the treatment center. I'm the one who went to the treatment center with the problem. That dude had a bigger problem than I had.
If you guys know a simpler way to do this, I've seen some stuff on the internet that's simpler, but okay, good. 9 and 8/20. The numbers are this, 9 and 8/20. I know how I would do this.
How would you do
I would
this?
make the 2/5 right here. The denominator of 8/20, you need to reduce to a similar. What?
6.
Okay, come on, dude. Come on, look.
It's 6. Oh.
No, right here. Okay. It's 9 and 8/20. 9 and 8/20. Give me another piece of paper.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God, this is insane. Okay, I know how I was taught how to do this, which is divide the 5 into the 8/20. But that won't go in equally. So we got to make the 2/5. What's the 2/5?
2/5.
If I convert that to something that says 20. No. How many times does 5 go into 20?
It's 4.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna go 5 times 4 is 20. So I got to do that to what? I got to do the same to this number up top,
That's
right?
8.
8/20. Okay. So now the number is 9 and 8/20
9 and 8/20.
minus
What?
4 and 8/20. So what's the answer?
I don't know.
No. Come on.
Okay.
It's 9 and 8/20.
9 and 8/20.
Yeah. Minus
4
and 8/20. So what does it equal?
0.
No, it doesn't. Well, that the fraction.
11 holes.
No. 9. Come on, buddy.
It's 11 holes.
Oh my God. 11 what?
11 holes.
Hose? Holes. Okay. So 9 minus 4 is what?
Oh, we're doing minus. I thought it was the.
No, it's minus.
No, Papa, that's no.
Yeah, it's a minus.
Not.
Look, right here, minus.
Yeah, but this doesn't look like a minus.
That's fine. It is a minus, okay?
Fine.
What does that equal?
Fine. It's
Say 5.
It's 5 holes.
5. Why do you keep calling it holes?
It's holes.
Okay, so it's 5 even, right? It's 5 even because it's 8/20 minus 8/20. If you guys know an easier way to do this, please tell me, okay?
We need help.
And then if you can answer this question, will she ever use this?
No, I won't.
Okay, so we used it for YouTube though, didn't we?
Yeah, we use it for YouTube.
Okay.
So you can watch our failing at the beginning and then kind
and
of succeeding.
if you think I'm a terrible father, please comment below. But is she a worse kid?
I am.
What is it? Worse kid or worse father teacher?
For me, calling on car dealers, back in the beginning, as much as I loved calling on car dealers and as much as they helped me, they didn't appreciate me. They didn't appreciate their people. They didn't want to invest money in their people. I was the fact that I made any money doing what I did with car dealers is actually phenomenal.
Right.
Because I should have been in advertising. I actually picked the wrong vehicle. I should have been doing what they wanted to do. They want to train their people, but really they want to spend money on advertising.
Yeah, no doubt.
Which they don't want to do that either, but they know they have to keep traffic coming to the front door. I picked the wrong vehicle from the get-go. That was one of the biggest mistakes I made in my career, in my business career.
When I wrote the 10X rule, I was trying to solve a problem. The problem that I've had in my life, okay, was not my marriage. I'm not a bad parent. I wasn't helping enough people. See, I've always loved helping people. Always.
I am most happy when I'm helping someone else. Nothing to do with money. If I can help somebody, not give them something, but if I can actually help somebody to feel better about themselves, to know what to do in a phone call, to know what to do in a sales call, to know how to follow up their girlfriend or their boyfriend, or to solve some problem in their life, or how to get some money. If I can help somebody know how to do that, I know I contributed to their life. You should be up here. You should be dropping out of the ceiling. You should be helping more people. 10X gave me my life back. If you're not 10Xing, I promise, you will experience depression. You will feel empty, okay? I wanted my life back. Are you committed? No. Are you committed? Will you let me help you? Welcome to your 10X Growth Conference.
You need to filter down to who you listen to. I don't listen to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear them, but, he don't know what he's talking about.
Totally.
Dude, if you're not saying that, most of them has no clue.
Has no clue.
But I'm not criticizing him, by the way. I'm not criticizing. Mike Tyson yesterday telling me something. I said, that's bullshit, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, who tells the champ? That's bullshit. I said, dude, you don't know what you're talking about right now. He's like, enlighten me, man. Tell me, man. I said, all this surrender bullshit, dude, it's all bullshit. The guy that told you need to surrender, the therapist that told you that bullshit was the confused one.
Yeah.
Okay? So totally. I've learned who not to listen to.
Want to get that?
They'll get that. Somebody will get that. I'm not going to get it. April, you're going to get that, right? See, that's the other thing. Like right now, like you got to juggle, dude. Like you got to juggle. You can't. If I get up now and go answer that phone, it's only because I don't have somebody here to help me. When I roll, I got to have a team. Normally, I got 2 other people with me. I got 2 kids in the other room. Their friend, who happens to be here, so we joined up, and their mother's a producer in Hollywood, and they happen to be here at the same time. In fact, the guy Andrew Banks, that's on Shark Tank in Australia, he was here. We had dinner yesterday, just happened to run into each other. But you got to have a team. Nobody was telling me when I started a business, bro, you need a team. You're going to need a team, man. You want to be super successful? Spider-Man. Spider-Man doesn't have a team, does he? I think he does his own costume, but it's stupid. Like, how can you be Spider-Man and do your own costume, right? I mean, to be Superman, Batman's got a team, right? Superman, he's got a team. Doesn't he have a team? I don't think he does. Maybe he's got a mama. But that's for the comic books, man. You need a team.
Well, that's an interesting thing, right? Because I studied you, and I've seen you've got Alan, you've got.
Yeah, I got Alan on my team.
Yeah, you've got.
ALAN on Instagram.
You got the young guy, the president,
Jared Grant.
Jared Grant. So I'm curious.
I got Ryan Secco. Ryan Secco.
Yeah.
He was a pilot. Now he's running a $1.2 billion real estate portfolio. I got Sherry Hamilton. I got personal assistants. I got 150. We got 150 employees in Miami. Another 250 in the real estate. That could be 500 easily in the real estate. There's probably 500 employees between the 2 businesses right now. And I'm sitting here thinking, why don't I have 50,000 employees? Okay, I look out here in these windows, Central Equity, okay? I guarantee you that's not a one-man show right there. You don't get your name on a building being one person. I wrote this thing on Instagram the other day. I spent most of my life trying to please the whole damn world, hating myself. Trying to please the bank, trying to please my mom, trying to please everybody, the schools, the drug dealer. I'm trying to please people that are dead, man. I know they're going to die. I can tell they're killing themselves every day, and I'm trying to please people that can't even help me. Today, I'm like, dude, you know what I want to do? I'm going to please my damn self, and when I do, I'm going to please a whole bunch of other people, because I'm a good dude. I'm sending out these checks this month.
Once you make the decision, bro, it is one of the hardest things to do, to shift, because when you start spinning another plate, here's the trick. You cannot leave this plate. This plate demands that you continue to spin it.
Right.
Now, how much time you spend spinning that primary plate, because all I'm trying to do now is serve the customers, serve any existing contracts. You don't want to abandon this audience that actually help you. But you can't give them all the attention. When I first started making the swing away from car dealers, they did not like it.
Yeah, I bet.
The audience that made you, or somewhat made you, will not want you to go get made somewhere else.
Sure. Makes sense.
You know, and you can hear rappers and entertainers doing, comedians. Hey, do the old jokes, Richard. You know, I want the old Kanye. Everybody wants the old Grant, you know.
Right.
Except the new people.
Between 6 and 9, I'm going to set up my first 3 things to do that morning. I'm probably going to work out. In my case, because I'm a father, I'm going to spend time with my kids. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to get ready, have some breakfast, and be ready for a 9 a.m. meeting. 9 to noon, between 9 and noon, maybe I have phone calls, maybe I'm working on a project, maybe I'm shooting a video. I'll basically have those notes. Again, every line on this page should be filled up. Noon, I'm gonna take a quick lunch, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, have a bite to eat, or I'm gonna spend a longer lunch, but it'll always be with a client. 3 to 6, 6 to 9, I'm cranking down, I'm turning it off, I'm going to sleep. If you overcommit and underdeliver, if you can't get to everything, that's better than having blank space on this calendar. Now, the right side is why I built the 10X Planner as a journal, schedule, planner, day timer, day runner, call it what you want. Your goals, these 4 or 5 lines right here are gonna be the most important way to start your day because this is your purpose. This is why you're living your life. This is the reason you're getting up and going into work each day. Underneath this, you're gonna see quote of the day. What is your quote today? This is a very creative 2 lines that's gonna cause you to think about what you stand for that day. These are your targets, things you want to accomplish this day, calls you want to make, appointments you want to have, deals you want to close, people you need to see, somebody you got to get in front of. This is your exact target, something measurable. Then what do we have? Successes. So important. Don't wait till the end of the week or the end of the month to write down your successes. What'd you do today? You went to the dentist and had your teeth cleaned. Boom, that's a success. For me, that's a major success because I hate freaking dentists. And by the way, make sure when you put your successes down here, tweet me every once in a while, and I'll make sure I either retweet you or I'll follow you or I'll get you more followers. Last thing, write your goals down again. You wrote them down this morning, you wrote them down at night. I can't tell you how valuable this is, okay? You write your goals down once a year. I'm gonna write mine down 700 times a year. Who wins this game? A guy smarter than me, taller than me, better looking than me, better connected than me, writes his goals down once or twice a year, and I write mine down 700 times a year. Who wins? It won't be taller, it won't be richer, it won't be better looking. It'll be the guy that writes his goals down twice a day, every day.
You've got this incredible team. What do you look for? Like, how do you find these incredible people? How do you keep them motivated?
Yeah, well, I don't find them, and they find me, and so what we do is we get the beacon. The you know, how does Facebook attract talent? You know, they don't need to go find them. It's like meat to a shark. You know, it's like I'm coming. I smell the blood in the water. So they're going to Facebook, right? How do you attract great talent? This is what people ask me every day. How do you attract great people, dude? Get so freaking beaming hot white light that people are like, I want to work on that project. I went and saw Hobbs and Shaw last night. It did $333 million. It's got Rock and Stay the Minute. $333 million opening weekend worldwide. $1/3 billion, dude. Like, ridiculous. Great movie, by the way. I had a blast watching it. But, you know, how does that much money go to one place? How did that many great people work on that movie? You know, because who's involved in it, right? So, you know, greatness attracts greatness. And so these people call, hey, I want to work for you. I had a kid today come out, I want to work for you. It's a good deal. I don't hire people. Like, I'm not the hire guy. I'm the guy that's creating new opportunities, though, that people want to stay. You know, they want to stay in the theme park and become their own show. So if you notice, I show off my people a lot. I don't like keep them behind the scenes. I'm like, here, you know, let's have more than the Grant show. Let's have the Grant, the Frank Kern show, the Brandon Dawson show, the Jared show, the Ryan Secco show, the real estate show. Let's show the G&E show, Elena and myself. Let's bring other people and partners in. Why do I do that? Where am I learning that? Great companies. Great companies grow their brands and scale out and do a lot of different things.
How do you personally know, like, when is it time to pivot a little bit? When is it time to shift? I've seen you put layer on layer on layer on layer, but how do you know when to make that move? When do we go to the next layer?
Well, for me, it's, you know, it's like you see the end of something coming. You know, everything's got a cycle. Every sooner, look, you know, Federal Express. I'm watching Federal Express this morning. So it's getting slaughtered.
Yeah.
Like the company probably will not exist in the future. This is one of the greatest companies ever put on planet Earth. It's going to be disrupted by Amazon.
Right.
So it might come back. I'm sure some, maybe Warren will come in and figure out how to save it. But my point of that is that like things expire. Bodies expire, products expire, ideas expire. And they run a cycle where either the passion's not there or the profit's not there. And for me, you know, I like to do things that are profitable.
Right.
And the more profit it makes, the more passionate I get for some reason.
Right. I can understand that.
So because that's the only way I know how to win. I can't make a basket. I can't write a movie. Maybe I can. Maybe I could write a movie. I can't make it.
You put together some pretty good videos. I think you could probably put together a good movie.
Yeah. So, look, if I do a 10X growth conference and 12,000 people come and we lose money on it, that's nothing to be proud about.
Sure.
I know guys that can do that. We run the only, just to brag a little bit, we run the only profitable event in the world.
Wow.
Everybody loses money on those deals. Those events they do. I did a deal with Tony Robbins, Sly Stallone, Gary Vaynerchuk. Who else was at that gig? I think Pitbull was there too. 2 days, they lost money on that gig.
Jeez.
Like, gosh, how you lose money on that?
Wow. With
How
that
you lose
lineup?
Like I'm like, you got to be kidding, because they couldn't sell their tickets. They couldn't get the appropriate price for their ticket. So when do you decide to transcend? When do you decide to move on to something? Look, when it's no longer passionate, it's no longer profitable, and you can't figure out a solution, right? You've tried and you're looking at it, and you know that maybe the industry's starting to go away.
Make money, make money, make money, make money your battle cry. Go collect money. Don't make money, just go collect money. Have a great product, have a great service, over-deliver, collect money, charge for it. This is where me and Gary would, me and Gary had a cage match. I just beat the out of him, but Gary, anytime, anywhere. Okay, but look, most people out there watching this, you need to monetize. This is insanity that you're being told don't monetize your business. If you have a good business, have a good service, have a good product, sell it. But so many guys they're trying these little kid gimmicks. It's fine if my kids flip shoes on eBay. If you're an adult, man, you got to get beyond flipping sneakers on eBay. You need to build a business. Otherwise, don't call yourself an entrepreneur, because that's not what an entrepreneur is not flipping shit on eBay. That's not a business. That's you trying to make $2 on a toy that you bought at a garage sale. It's a different gig. Now, if you can figure out how to scale that, but it sounds to me like you're benefiting eBay more than you're benefiting yourself. eBay is the pimp, and you're basically the prostitute in that machinery, which is no problem with that, right? But you're servicing the machine rather than building your own machine. I want to build a machine. I want to build a machine that lives longer than I do, so that if I get a good partnership with somebody and we cut a deal and they're 90% of the profits in future and I'm 10%, and my kids and my charity get to keep that 10 after I'm dead, man, I'm good to go.
Anytime you depend on one flow, you will resent the flow. No matter how good the flow is. Yeah. The flow could pay you $10 million a month. You will resent the flow. Yeah. Because you're going to feel dependent
on that.
And nobody wants to feel dependent. And so it's really important that people learn how do I actually surf two waves.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I like how you said with when you start to lose the passion or the profit, because I think a lot of people Especially in the auto industry, the profits will still be coming in, but they hate their job, right? They hate the 70 hours. They've lost the passion, but they're still collecting a check. So I love that you hit on both of those things.
I know car dealers that hate what they're doing.
Yeah, I know plenty of them myself.
No, it's not like, I know car dealers that are not in the game anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're not in the dealership.
Yeah, they've lost their fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And then I had a car dealer call me 2 weeks ago and said, dude, where, how much gas you got in your tank? And I said, what do you mean? He's like, I can't find my passion.
Right.
So you've been doing the same thing so long, bro. Like it's not, you got to, Kobe retired.
Right.
Comes a time where you're like, hey, next game.
Yeah, time to move.
You got to elevate the game. You got to elevate the questions. You got to elevate the industry. You got to go transition into something else. If you can do automotive, you can do anything. I really believe that.
I come in today. I walk. We fly into London. We get here at 11:15. I don't know what I'm going to do next. There's 5,000 people out there. Somebody sends me a text. Okay, this is what your day looks like. Okay, now I start running and hustling from one thing to the next thing. In between, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jam stuff in between events so that I leave this. I'm going to be here 8 or 9 hours. I'm going to leave this, and it's going to feel like I was here 8 days. And so I'm going to jam as much in so I don't get in trouble, because the more active I am, I'm creating time, basically. I'm not trying to manage time. I'm not trying to manage my day. I'm trying to create my day.
Yeah.
So I look at everything as like I'm creating something. I'm always in creation, because that keeps me from being effect. So I'm either going to be pushing this thing or it's going to be pushing on me. And, I don't fly the plane. I can only push as much as my skills allow me to.
Yeah.
So I can tell the guys from the back, hey guys, give us a good straight landing right down the middle, okay? Get us a little faster, get us a little higher. But I'm just bullshitting from the back because I can't fly the plane. I'm in the back. I'm in the back of the plane. You guys are doing great up there, right? Okay, so keep it straight when you land, right? Don't wreck this thing, don't damage it, right? I'm just bullshitting from the back.
Yeah.
You guys, autopilot. That's all y'all do up there, right? I make this joke about pilots. I'm like, anybody can fly a plane. Not just anyone can buy a plane.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a kind of tongue-in-cheek thing, because I can't fly a plane. So it doesn't matter how much I want to. I can't. So I can't micromanage that. But what I can do when I'm on the plane, like last night, we got on at 10 o'clock. Got to the airport at 9:45. Walked on the plane. Beds are made. 2 kids, a nanny, Elena, all have our little separate beds. Bam, we knock out. We wake up at 11:15 this morning here. So I'm refreshed, ready to go. And then somebody sends me a little thing and says, this is what you're doing today. First, you got Rob Moore. I said, oh, goddamn, not that guy. That dude. Okay. So then we'll bang, 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 bang. And then we're going to leave out here about 9 o'clock tonight, go to Dubai, and do that all over again. So that's how every day works. Okay. Except for today, when I woke up here, somewhere this morning, somebody, when they wake up, is going to send me, the first thing that happens to me every morning is I get a cash account.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Yeah.
So I say, okay, nobody's stealing from me. Okay, those numbers are getting bigger. Okay, that one went down. Okay, I know this money's going here. I need money, man. I'm playing chess. Those are my pieces. And if I didn't have money, it would be, okay, what's my time? It's either money or time. Which one am I running?
How do I start competing with these banks? So they're like, you know what? We really don't like all this noise you're making. You're a noisy guy, and we're kind of getting tired of it now. When you get noisy enough, they're either gonna, when you get noisy enough, they either buy you and suppress you. That's what Bill Gates did with Apple years ago. The tablet, the original iPhone was a little called, what was the name of that little beast? Anyway, it had a little pen you wrote on it. They buried that project for years. I'll think of it in a second. I'll think of it when the interview's over. Maybe you guys know what it is, okay? Anyway, it's probably 20 years ago. I actually had a company built around this thing, and Bill Gates came in, gave Apple, Steve Jobs a loan, and said, look, I'll lend you this money. You got to bury that product. And they did.
So that's what you can do. Or they consume you. They buy you and say, hey, we want you to be part of our. Brian was telling me a story the other day about, when he was a kid, his uncle grabbed him and said, hey, if you come live with me and work with me every weekend, you can have a car by the time you're 16. And I'm like, I wonder why is that the dream?
The car.
A car. I remember, because I had the same thing. I'm like, I want a car when I'm 15 years old. Why wasn't I thinking about a car dealership or building a car? Like, why do we think so small? Why is everybody got these very similar? I'll bet you wanted a car.
Yeah.
I bet you weren't thinking about a car dealership or building it, but Elon's thinking about building a car.
About rocket ships.
Rocket ships, going to Mars. I'm like, why does he think so big? And I always thought so small. So I don't know what goes on in Elon's mind, but I would love to not have insecurities and little think. I don't know what the
Call
upset.
little think, is that what you said?
Little think. Little think.
Little think.
Little man think. I don't think that people burn out. I think it's impossible. I'm not a piece of wax. I'm not a candle. So the burnout thing was put on us by people that quit already.
Yeah.
You're going to burn out, dude. You're going to burn out. Burnout is never about work. Nobody burns out because they work too hard. Oh, you're burning the candle at both ends. I'm a spiritual being. I can create energy. This is an irresponsibility. Like, I've never met a human being that was made of wax. Oh yeah, but I'm burning at both ends. You're a being. You're a being, okay? Like, quit saying something's happening to you. This goes back to cause and effect. I create energy. And I love your example of the kids. Okay, that kid can play that game. It's always a game, though.
Yeah, all day, all night.
It's always a game. There's nothing that entertains people more than a game. And so when I was 18 years old, man, I was playing a game called Asteroids. I would play $80 of it a day because it cost a quarter every game, right? And I'm just throwing them in, doing anything I can to get quarters so I can dump them into this game. And I was trying to get to the next level. Look at how people play Candy Crush, 700 levels, and they're still looking for the next level over and over again. It's games, man. And that energy doesn't run out until you hit boredom. Because you can see a kid play a game too long, and then they start getting like kind of smashed in, and their attitude gets bad because they've been playing that same game too long.
Yeah.
So I know that as long as I'm interested, not passionate.
What's the difference for you?
Well, for me, I need to be able to win at a game. If there's a chance I can win, I'll be excited about the game. If there's no chance to win, I have no interest. So for me, the idea that I'm going to follow my passions is a little bit diluted for me. I think people are looking for their passion. I would not follow my passion. I would follow the wins.
Right. So are you saying there's things that you could really enjoy, but you don't think you could win? Is that what you mean?
I think I think that if there's no victory, the passion is a little bit narcissistic. Like, oh, I'm meant to be an artist. Maybe ain't nobody buying your art. Nobody's buying it. All you do is stacking art. Okay, it's so selfish. I do this for me. Makes me feel good. 7 billion people on this planet, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you keep all this to yourself, sooner or later, you're just going to look like a junkyard around you. And at some point, you're going to see this person cave in depression. And it's like where do you get the art out? Like I love watches, right?
So do I. So do I.
Yeah. Most of my watches end up on somebody else's arm.
Yeah.
Like I have it for a while, I love it for a while, and then I'm like, here, you have it.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, it needs to get out, and I have a victory in that.
Yeah.
I see it on somebody else's arm, it makes me happy.
Yeah.
And so if I write a book and the book doesn't get sold, I'm not going to be excited about that book. I need the book in hands of other people. People should be investing in the beginning and just in themselves. Every chance you get to go to something that could possibly help you, if it has a 1% chance of even adding to the value you have spend the money. Don't sit on money. Money's useless. So if you have $5,000 left in your account, I would spend the whole $5,000 on yourself. When you spend money on yourself, you're going to start getting better at whatever you're doing. If you just keep doing it, if you keep spending it, just because you spent it once and it didn't work, go do it again. And then again, and then again. That has been one thing in my life. Like, if you ask me, hey, what's one thing? I always invest in me first. Not the business,
Not the business.
Not the real estate, me. My condition. How am I doing? Am I around the right people? Am I listening? Like, I don't care what it is, dinner, lunch, charities. I just go to anything where I think there's other people doing well. Like, I just want to hear somebody say something that just inspires me.
So how much you reckon you invest in yourself every year right now?
Oh, last year I probably spent, a couple $100,000. I've spent more than that. And I'd still spend more than that. So look, it starts with me, right? How good a condition I know people out there spend more money on their car than they do themselves. They pay $300, $400, $500 a month on their car and think nothing of it. Won't spend $500 on themselves. It's ridiculous. It's completely backwards. You're paying the man. You're paying for food. You're paying for groceries. You're paying for movies. You're paying for bullshit. You went and bought a house. That was the dumbest thing anybody could do. It's the dumbest thing I ever did was buy a house. I bought a house, and I didn't improve myself. I was improving the house. I spent more time picking furniture out than I did, hey, how do I fix me? How do I get faster, more confident? Because I bring my confidence or lack of confidence to every table.
When you talk about winning, that's not what I think about.
All right, tell me.
I don't think about the jet. I think about my kids, my wife all the time. I look my kids like, oh my God, man.
Right.
The fact that this guy lost his kid, like it's just.
I know.
So anyway, when I think about winning, dude, I don't think about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think about crushing people. Okay, I got a huge chip on my shoulder. Nobody's ever asked me about it, but it's massive. I'll tell you how big my chip is. My chip is like that big. Okay.
So tell me about it, man. Why is that chip so big?
I don't know why. It doesn't matter. It served me so well that I
You're just good with it.
Yeah, I'm like, let's roll. Well, because there's Stallone told me this too. I interviewed Stallone in California, up in San Mateo.
Uh-huh.
He's like, Grant, you got to have an adversary. He's like, you look like one of those guys. It's like, he's like, dude, you're aggressive. I said, bro, you're Rambo.
Right.
So he's like, not really. Really, I'm Rocky. So he's like, my dark side's Rambo. So
got it.
I said, my lightest side is Rambo.
Right on.
He's like, yeah, you got to have an adversary. He's like, Arnold. He's like, if it wasn't for Arnold, Grant, I probably would not be where I'm at. He's
really?
Like, Arnold was not a friend. Arnold was a total adversary.
Got it.
We competed for roles. People compared us, So I've had a lot of that in my career.
I would rather fast than perfect.
Yeah.
I'll post something that's got grammatical issues. The first book I ever wrote had hundreds of misspelled words, not a few, hundreds of them. And I remember a guy, first person that told me about him, I didn't see him. I wrote it. It wasn't a ghostwriter. I wrote the book. Yeah. Bang, 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 bang. So the guy calls me and says, man, you got hundreds of misspelled words. I have a spreadsheet. He's trying to be of service to me. He sends me a spreadsheet, grammar, colon, semicolon. I use semicolons where there should be colons, commas where there should be periods. And he's like, run on sentences. And he sends me this whole spreadsheet, like 40 pages of corrections. I said, man, thanks for doing that. Yeah, man, he's like, I just want to be sure you get it right. I said, bro, it's a best-selling book. It's a best-selling book. And he's like, huh? I said, it's a bestseller, son. It's not a best written.
Yeah.
It ain't a perfect grammar book. Like, I've never been perfect. I'm sloppy. I push hard. I push fast. But I'd rather, I remember Bill Gates. Bill Gates says, look, if Microsoft can't be the best, let's make it look like it's the best. When China was ripping Bill off, he's like, if they're going to rip somebody off, let's make sure they rip off Microsoft. Like, the attitude is like, get to the market. Get to the market, be in the market, put it in people's hands. We can fix it later. If you look at this little device right here, they came out with an 11. The 11 had so many bugs in it. Every day people were getting, you've been updated. Updated is code for phone was f***ed up. Yeah. And we had to push it out.
because we want to hit our quarter.
Yeah.
And we want to keep people excited with new products. So we're willing to hit people with a new product that's got bugs in it. Now the perfectionist says, no, we need to wait. Okay, we got to get it perfect. We got to get it fixed, which means you're going to get slaughtered in the marketplace by a beast that runs faster and dominates the market and overwhelms the customer with new products while you're sitting back in your laboratory saying, hey, we're going to make it perfect. That goes for the artist, to the businessman, to the musician, to everyone. This is why men have an advantage in social media over women, because women got to do the filter, got to fix their hair, got to do their makeup.
Or bodybuilding world champions.
He's got to go pump first.
Yeah.
Ty's back there. Ty Lopez. He's back there. Ty's a friend of mine. He's back there pumping up right now. He's trying to get his pecs swollen. So like you watch my social media. Most of it's not planned. 90% of it's not planned. I have bad hair days. I say the wrong things. I want to push product out. I'd rather frequency and speed over quality. And I'll figure the quality out as I go.
What's your definition of success then?
I don't know. I mean, just it's not a thing, or it's not some kind of race or
result,
time or number. It's like, hey, I think for me, it's more, am I fulfilling my potential?
Will you ever fulfill your potential?
I don't know. I mean, probably not.
Yeah.
I'll just keep finding a new thing, right?
Yeah.
I go to the gym. I mean, a year ago, I couldn't do a push-up. Now I can do 100.
Wow.
So will I be able to do 110 one day? Will I even want to? Probably, at some point, you're like, I don't want to do anymore.
Right.
So until then, I just keep playing the game, man. It's a fun game. And I get to, the beautiful thing about pressing is that you don't know if you're going to win or not. And it's easy to quit playing.
Yeah.
And that, because you don't lose. But if you keep playing the game, if I keep trying things, I get to keep experiencing the insecurity and the fear, that personal thing. It's got nothing to do with the checkbook or what you bought or how you live, but that experience of can I figure this out? I was insecure before the event, thinking the night before, there's no way all these people aren't going to show up. This place is going to be half empty.
Oh.
Biggest fear I have.
That's got to be, if you're walking on a stage and seeing crickets.
Oh, nobody's in the room. Or you start and everybody starts leaving.
Oh, you open, walking out?
People start walking out. This is two biggest fears I have. So that was scary, all the way up to the night of the event. I was terrified, fearful, they're not going to show up. Then even once we did that, we have a room a third the size of last year. I have worried every day since the last event whether this one will work.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, man. I know how hard they are.
Yeah, it's hard to get people to show up.
And I just, even when we're sold out, well, I'll keep pushing.
You keep selling.
Yeah, because I don't trust the numbers. I don't trust that people will show up. That's the 10X rule, though. The 10X rule says, look, you don't stop when you get there. You keep pushing. And that way the place will be full.
I look at some of my contemporaries, some of the top speakers in the world. And predecessors, some of the guys that went before me, they didn't have companies. And they didn't have anybody else with a light, with a star.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I wanted to do was I didn't want to be the only star in my universe. If you notice, and maybe you don't, but my wife does. She's like, I've never seen anybody share the limelight as much as you do.
Yeah.
She comes from Hollywood, so she knows it's very hard to get the light off the main star.
Sure.
Dude, I want it on other people. I was doing a gig in Oakland, and the guy running the gig, who's been around the top like A-listers in the world, he told one of my people, he told Ryan Secco, somebody asked Ryan to sign an autograph, and Bill went up to Ryan and says, don't do that when Grant's here. Because Grant needs to be the star. And I told Bill, I said, bro, I want everybody to be the star.
Right.
I want everybody around me to be a star. Okay. The more stars I got around me, the brighter my universe gets.
Absolutely.
And so
that's strong.
And I'm not worried about anybody outshining me. Well, let's all shine.
Right.
So, I got Jared, Sherry, Steve, Dave Robards, Mike Bonnet, Ryan Secco. Like, I want more.
Nobody's got more haters than I have.
But it stops a lot of people and it doesn't stop you.
Yeah, because I it's a different, for me, like, I understand that if you're going to get success, you're going to get the haters.
That's the price, or one of the costs.
That's one of the price.
Yeah.
Okay. So because it goes back to what I said earlier, all haters. First of all, we should not admire haters the way we do. We even call them haters. They're not haters. They're quitters. They're quitters. All haters are quitters. Like this should be the title of your thing.
All haters are quitters. Yeah.
All haters. Yeah. All haters.
Yeah.
Including me. Anytime I hate on something, okay, yeah. I quit on that thing. Like I hate drugs. I quit drugs. I hate drugs. I hate people that use drugs. I don't trust people that use drugs. Like no drug is safe for me. And I believe that no drug is safe for other people. Now, some people are gonna be like, no, I'm using cannabis recreational, it's cool, man, and I use psychedelics and I do this. Good, dude, I hate drugs. I wanna make it clear, I hate drugs. And I hate drugs for you, and I hate drugs for him, I hate drugs for everybody. So I can be wrong, but right now, I'm gonna hate drugs. Why? Because I quit drugs. Now, if you're hating on Grant Cardone, and I hadn't done anything to you, I'm over here minding my own business, or building my own business, micromanaging my own business so it grows. So if I'm doing that, okay, and you're hating on me, why are you hating on me? He uses social media too much. These are every example I go over. It's because you don't use it enough. He works too much. It's because you don't work enough. He doesn't spend enough time with his kids. You don't even have kids. Like I got people hating on me because I got my kids on my plane. Oh, you're going to ruin your kids. If I'm gonna ruin my kids, I'm gonna ruin them private. So what are you quitting on? It's very, very important for me. Like when I hate on somebody, I need to understand: did I quit on something, or am I legitimately hating on this person for a reason? Because I'm trying to make a statement publicly, and there are people I publicly hate on.
And why do you do that?
Because I want to make it clear that they should not be doing business with this person. They should not be admiring this person. They should not, like as an opinion leader, I think I have some responsibility to tell people, you don't want to follow that. If you're going to follow him, don't follow me.
Yeah.
You can't follow both of us and think that you're going to get any place, which is a huge problem today with social media.
What do you think it'll take for you to get over insecurity moving forward?
I'm not trying to, man.
You're not trying to?
I'm not trying to.
I thought you said if you could get rid of it, you'd be able to do bigger deals.
Be unbelievable, but it's not a target I have.
Letting go of insecurity.
No, I think it's just a human condition. I think it's part of the game. I think it's part of being a human being any more than I want to get rid of my arms, or my legs, or my arms and my legs. My body is a limitation.
Yeah.
So.
How do you manage it better then? Like for people that are saying, I want a 10X, but I always have insecurity and fear that I'm going to fail, or people are going to show up, and the deal's I'm going to go broke. How do you personally tell the conversation to yourself, to the insecurity and fear? Yeah, it's not stop, it's come. For me, fear, the things I'm scared of, I'm like, come on. It's calling me. It says, hey, come play over here. It's an indicator. It's a good indicator, not a bad indicator. Lean into it. Lean into it. Come play with me, okay? So I either have fear because it's really dangerous, it's stupid. Or like physically dangerous. Yeah, like I'm gonna get to the edge of this thing. I'm gonna get on the other side of that thing. I'm probably gonna be scared. Yeah. Now, why am I gonna be scared though? Like, because I don't know what it feels like to fall, this many floors and hit. Yeah. Maybe it does. Maybe there's no big deal about it. Maybe dying's not even a big deal. Right. But I don't have the experience. I don't consciously have the experience. Mm-hmm. So, I used to be like, I can't buy a $78,000 house. I was terrified the first house I bought.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Because you didn't have the experience.
I don't have the experience, man.
Yeah.
This is the problem. And you're not going to have the experience if you don't move through the fear. And a lot of people do it once and then they don't do it again. You got like, it's not going away.
Yeah.
It's just you're going to get used to the ski boots. You know, the first time you put them on, man, they're freaking banging your shins.
Hurt.
Like, I can't, man. But you just wear into them.
In the business, we've got great cash flow reserves.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And do we take it out?
What for? Have you? How much of those?
For risk. For what
risk?
Never
how long
know.
have you been in business?
6 years.
6 years, dude. In 6 years, just look back over the last 6 years. Because I did the same thing. I had all this money sitting there for the thing that was going to happen. Okay, if you believe in the law of attraction, you're planning for the thing, and it will happen. Like, you're planning for it, it's going to happen, right?
Oh man, we're pushing hard on growth too.
Yeah. We're good, but at some point, you know you can only spend so much. You're like, okay, I can't spend any more here.
Oh, we could spend more.
You could?
Yeah.
Well, then there's your answer. Spend it, dude. Don't sit on it. You have no reason to have a reserve. Why don't we spend those reserves? Because a little bit of doubt. Little bit of doubt is going to pay off. See, you start believing in the money more than the. Right? You start believing in the money more than the possibility.
I hate risk, man.
Huh?
I hate risk.
I hate risk too. That's why I buy the kind of real estate I buy. Like every day, the first sheet of paper I get every day is how much cash I have. The reason I'm looking at that is not bragging rights. It's because I want to get rid of it. It's like trash. I want to get rid of this money. I want to get that money to buy something that has babies. Right? So every day I'm looking, I got to get rid of this cash. I have this much cash. I want to push it. Money's being devalued worldwide right now.
The way I lead is I go do stuff.
First I do.
And when I talk about doing stuff, I'm talking about I move the bar. The only thing I look at every day is, did I move the graph up? I'm just I love that the symbol of Hercules. I think it was Hercules holding the world.
Yep.
And I imagine if it was a live character, he'd be pushing it up more all the time. That's what when I see a graph, we graph everything. Right. I look at grass and I'm like, I want to go be Hercules. I want to lift it. And that's all my people see me doing every day. Sure. I'm not an organizer. I'm not a planner. I'm not the meeting guy. I'm Hercules.
Constantly moving that bar.
Moving the bar. I'm the one making the points.
Right.
And so I'm like, look, Steve, I'm going to make 40 points today. Put 20 on the board, dog. I don't need you to do, because you can't, Steve. You can't make 40. Okay.
Right.
So me and Ryan, I'm like, Ryan, I'm gonna raise $2 million today. I bet you can't even do half of what I do.
Mm.
And what happens is, they see my energy is toward activities that get results, not ideas or concepts.
People will listen to 3 or 4 or 5 influencers, 4 of which don't make any money. Like they're more interested in likes and comments than they are a bank account. I'm not interested in the influence. I've never considered myself an influencer. I've considered myself a businessman. Mm. So I want to make money. I want my companies to make money. I want the department to make money. I want the division to make money. To the degree that the company, the division, the household is profitable, the country's profitable, it means we're doing good things. Mm. And so when John comes and listens to me, and then listens to another guy says, oh, you need to save your money. And I'm like, you need to use every penny you have to grow your brand. If you got to go into debt to grow your brand, do that. If you got to borrow money to get connections, do that. And this other guy's saying, don't borrow money. Well, the guy's going to do nothing. Little Dave's going to he won't do anything because there's a conflict in his mind. Grant said do it. Dave said don't.
Yeah.
I won't do anything.
So what, the problem of maybe too much information, access too much
information that's conflicting, so he would be better off. So I got to make it clear, Dave's wrong to my public. Mm-hmm. Dave's wrong, but maybe Dave's right for you, but Dave's wrong for me because I want to expand. Dave's right for you because you want to stay small. Oh, by the way, staying small never works. There is value in having a partner in your relationships that is not stuck in mechanics, because the mechanics stop people from the dream.
Yeah.
At the new year, I want to do this, I want to do that, the resolution stuff. The big mistake that I make in my goal setting is the moment I set a goal, I want to move to how to do it. And when I move to the how to, it stops me.
Really?
Yeah, immediately, because I don't have the money to do it. I don't have the time to do it. I don't live there. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't have the connections. I don't know how to write a movie, make a movie, get a TV, whatever, right? I want a Netflix deal, okay? I don't know anybody at Netflix.
Right.
So you move into the mechanics, and the moment you move into the mechanics, you shatter the dream.
People are so uncertain about their decisions. You don't want to give them any evidence to be uncertain.
Yeah.
The presenter's job is to reinforce certainty over and over again. You're doing the right thing. People have made so many mistakes in their decisions that they basically become people that make no decision, which is a decision, by the way.
Right.
No decision is a decision.
Yeah, choosing not to act. That's
and people don't choose to act because they've lost certainty because of previous decisions.
You guys got to get hard. You need to get hard, okay? It doesn't mean you need to be mean. I was telling this guy this morning, he's running a company, he's got 14 people. He's like, man, you know, he's like, every time I come here, I see the way your people look at you. I see the way your people respect you. How do you do that? I said, dude, I'm hard. People don't respect soft. In fact, they resent softness. They resent being in soft environments. They start showing up late. They leave early. The softer the environment gets, the less dangerous the environment is, the softer the environment is, and the less happy they are. I'm telling you, when people get hard, people get happy. People are happier in dangerous environments than they are in soft environments.
Now, I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I want to know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video? And write down in the comments below when you're going to take action on that takeaway this week. When you schedule in what day, what time, and what place you're going to take action, you have a 91% chance of actually following through, compared to just 35% if you just got motivated but never created a plan. And when you share your plan and have accountability, you give yourself an even higher chance of following through. So in the comments below, write down your single biggest takeaway as well as your specific plan of action, because I want to celebrate with you.
I think accountability is underrated. I think the easiest person to lie to is yourself. Whether it's competition or team or husband or wife or partner. Or need for success.
And it's not always the family members that can do it. Like sometimes I need to hear from somebody other than the person I sleep with or my mommy and daddy, you know, because mommy and daddy are just going to be like, I love you just the way you are.
Yeah.
But when you start getting input from somebody outside your bloodline, you know, I remember a guy about 4 or 5 years ago. He just sold his company. He was worth $4.4 billion at the time. He just had a big score. But he had a lifetime of doing deals, you know, and this one thing finally hit. And his impression of me was completely different than what anybody else says of me. And what he told me was, hey, Grant, you can do more. And then when he said that, it was just like, wow, from him, you can do more, Grant. Grant, you should do more. Grant, you must do more. And I was like, wow, it was riveting. And at that time I was looking at buying the jet. He's like, you absolutely should buy a jet. You should. And he's not a wasteful guy. This is a fairly frugal guy. He didn't waste money. He didn't show off. He's never on social media. And he says, look, you have the gift to help a lot of people, man. You're an extremely transparent person. You tell people like it is. You want to help people. And he's like, you need to go travel the world and make sure you help people. And so that was an inspiration from a guy that's done a lot.
Yeah.
As opposed to my family saying, like, if it's a family member, this is what I'm going to hear most of the time. Man, don't you think you're working too hard? Huh? Don't you think you're doing too much? When's enough? When are you just going to be happy? Are you spending enough time with the kids? You enjoying life? These little things they drop. I know you hear this. Right? When are you just going to be satisfied with Rob? You know?
Yeah.
But this guy looking in said, dude, you can do more.
Yeah.
And people need that outside inspiration and accountability.
To change your life for free in the next 30 days, check out the link right here below me. Or if you want 50 more rules from Grant Cardone, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy them. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.